Hello, thank you very much for coming and giving some time to listen to me to talk about. One of the criteria we had was to find 3 sites available in Buckenkick, possible sites to build a school. That was a challenge because of our land base, but we managed to find 3 spots. One of them is the Simon property that's along the Trans-Canada and the Beat-Out Loops. The second one is the Summerside property down in Heatherton along Pumpkin Harbour. And the third site is the McChesney property that runs alongside of our main property here. We need 5 acres. And these are the 3 sites. And each of these squares represents the 5 acres that we have to build an elementary school. So the first one I'm talking about is the Simon property, which is right here. And it runs alongside the Trans-Canada, which is here. The Beat-Out Loops are here. And the obvious access point is right here along the number 4. The second site will be the Summerside property, which is up here. And it's a site that stretches from the shores of Pumpkin Harbour, where our church is, right up along behind Swinkles Farms. And the third site is the McChesney property, which is just across the road here, across the tracks. And up here is the railway crossing that goes to Bayfield, and it runs down alongside our property here. So this is an aerial photograph of the Beat-Out Loops. And the site we're talking about here, the Simon, is a triangular shape that runs from here right up to here and alongside this property here where the Beat-Out Loops are. So it's along the Trans-Canada. Its main access point will be here somewhere or through here. We may have an access site on the Gorman Road here, but there'll be nothing on the Trans-Canada because there'll be an overpass down the road west of that. Some of the things about that property, these are, the 2 scales of area we'd need to build a school. And we have, like you'll see, a gully that runs through the middle of the property. We need kind of a flat area to build a school, unless you're going to do a lot of landscaping. It's a little flatter up here, but the only thing we have a problem with accessing, power, a road, sewage and water, and the only available is, the sewage and water in the loops here. So we'd have to make it a way across there. So getting the infrastructure there would be maybe a little costly, and getting a suitable flat area for the school would be another issue. But it's a beautiful property. It's really nice in there. So again, that's where it's at, right here. And that's the flatter area, the Trans-Canada, the brook that runs through it. And the adjacent Beat-Out Loops would have, the sewage and water running up through there, and would have to get an access road in this way. We'd have to deal with this gully. So it may be a costly venture, we don't know. The second one is the Summerside property. So this is, let me see now, where am I? This is the property right here, the forested area. We have an access road that runs up through the center about halfway. Power runs along here. It's adjacent to the shore, which we have property, so we could do other things along the shore. And again, we'd have to put in water and sewage, power, and we'd have to, if this is not accessible, we'd have to go up into the other end and continue the road up. It has 2 farms on each side, which are active, and sometimes you can you'll have a lot of manure smell when they're manure in their fields. So again, this is a map of the area. So these are the two sites that are, the 5-acre areas that a school could go into. And again, the road goes up this far and would have to continue up to that area. Right now, there's no water or sewage, but someday we're going to have to build down there because we're running out of residential area on the main area here. And someday we're going to have to begin building down there. The only active area is the church, side here, where we have St. Anne's. And we do a lot of cultural camp stuff, and we plan to do more cultural stuff along the shores of Pumpkin Harbor. So the third property is the McChesney property, which we had acquired this year, and it runs along. This is our main property here, and you can see the footprint, our main community. And this property runs all along these tracks on both sides, and it runs on a straight line straight down this way. There's a large field here. There's a pond here where we used to skate, and the water and sewage run down. This is our sewer plant, so it's not that far to access sewage facilities. The water runs down through here. And again, it wouldn't be too far to access. A lot of people had issues with the railway crossing, but currently we cross 2 railway crossings on the way to the monastery school. And yet we've had issues with the railway track, but not in the last 10, 15 years. So again, that's the McChesney property. So here's a map of that property. Again, these are the two possible areas you could build up with the 5 acreage land needed. Again, here's the tracks. There are some little streams running through there. This area is partially cleared. It's a field that's been worked on by the Swinkle farm. And again, down here is where our sewage plant is located. It's very close to the community. Busing you wouldn't have to bus too far. It wouldn't be very far to go. And we have access to a lot of land in the back to do outdoor things with students and curriculum. So again, this is a map of the area. Again, with the 5 acreage land needed, the streams running through it, and it's right alongside the community. So I don't know if you have any questions, or we deal with questions here or now or after, but I am open for any questions or any concerns or that you may have. Yeah, okay, we can do that later. So thank you for listening to me, and whoever's next, get ready.